Here are my top 6 tips for how to manage pushy salespeople. Okay, so the first thing that I would say is before we even start, get in the mindset of the salespeople are just trying to do their job. Depending on the dynamic and your sensitivity, as well as what they're trying to sell, it may come across as pushy or not in the environment also. So take that into mind that they're really just trying to do their job, make a commission, make a sale, support their family like everyone else. So before we get into it, remember that this is not so much about the other person, but about you and your ability to control your behavior and not somebody else's. So we're getting into the elegant mindset. Okay, so the first thing I would say is be prepared before you even get to wherever it is that you're going and whatever it is you're buying to know if you're going to buy something or you're just looking, what you're looking for exactly. If you have any questions, get yourself ready, because once you enter the space, let's say it's a souk or a market or something like that, you may have a lot of people asking you questions and trying to sell you things and make it overwhelming. You may come across as indecisive, and that may make it worse. And so make sure that you understand that you're going to get into a situation that maybe you're going to have some people trying to sell you things, and so get in the right mindset. The second thing I would say is be clear, be direct, be honest, but be kind. So if you're not interested, you're just looking. So we'll use the looking for a car, shopping for a car, since it's a very stereotypical situation of like a pushy used car salesman, for example. If you're gonna go look at cars and say that you're just looking, you know you're not gonna buy anything. So if the car salesman comes up to you and starts trying to sell you something, you just say, listen, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm just looking. Thank you. And then have a lovely day. So by saying thank you and have a lovely day, you're being very definitive that you are not interested, that you're not looking for something right now. You're just looking around, that you do not need to be answering questions or looking for them to sell you something. And by saying thank you and have a nice day, you're really closing that conversation. You're not engaging them any further. So you're being polite, but you're being direct. You do not want to engage them. So if you're really sure you're not going to buy anything, or you do not want to continue the conversations, you want to make sure that you do not engage by asking questions or by making eye contact or having your body language indicate that you're actually still engaged or maybe unsure about what you're doing. So make sure that you do not make eye contact. Once you've said what you need to say, don't keep on looking back, because maybe they're going to think, oh, maybe they're interested, maybe they're not. Or please don't ask any additional questions. So by asking more questions, even if you're just looking, you are engaging that person further, and they're thinking maybe they're still able to make the sale. If they think they're not, they'll move on to a different client and see if they can try to make the sale there instead. Make sure your body language, again, if you're going to say something, you can say something like, I'm not interested, thank you so much, have a nice day. End the eye contact and move away from the person. You can also have the body language which is closed off, which is the arms crossed, not really engaging. Now, normally I would say that's terrible body language for engagement, but here we're trying to end the conversation and not engage with that person. So you do want to use that kind of body language. Okay, if the person doesn't seem to be getting the hint of what you're saying or what you are saying, and they still are following you around or still asking you questions, still trying to engage you after you've been very clear, you have 2 options. One is to leave the area, or to talk to their manager if you really feel like the behavior is too much and quite rude. Okay, and the last thing I would say, the last tip, is for those people that are being approached for things on the phone, I would say, after saying, I'm not interested, thank you very much, and they just keep on going and keep on asking you, don't just hang up the phone on them. Instead, tell them, I'm not interested in this product, I've expressed this already, I appreciate your time, thank you, I'm going to hang up the phone now, and then hang up the phone. So you've ended the conversation, you've removed yourself, but at the same time, you've still remained polite and gracious and kind. So I hope those tips are helpful the next time somebody's trying to sell you something and you really don't want to buy it and you don't know how to manage that conversation.